Well, one of the last things to build as far as the body goes on this mud wagon is the top. It looks like this top should be about 7 feet long, just a hair over maybe. They need bent bows, and in the past you've watched me in the playlist about steam bending mud wagon bows before. So I need to build a set for this, and they seem like they should be about 50 inches inside to 52 inches outside. So that's what I'm going to try to accomplish this week, bending about 1.75 inches by 1 inch 52-inch OD mud wagon bows. I've got a 49-inch wide form, 2 inches thick on the bows themselves, takes me to 51, and I'm allowing 1 inch for spring back after I do the actual bend. This post here is what will attach this form to my bending press. What I'm going to try to bend is ash. I have a piece of 8/4, have a pretty nice straight grain, seems to be fairly consistent. Remember, I want less than 1 inch run out per foot. This one's pretty good. So I'm going to rip about 1 7/8 so I can plane to 1 3/4. Got a 9-inch board. I'd like to end up with 4 bent bows. I'll see how these 4 go. I can actually, on my form with 1 3/4, I have a 6-inch wide band, so I can only bend 3 at a time. So I may end up doing another pair or maybe another 3. I might do 6 total. That'll give me some leeway for the chance that something doesn't turn out right, which often happens. I'm kind of fighting this steamer right now. I don't have the best coal for it. It's pretty fine, so it's taking a lot of air to get it to fire up correctly. I have chosen to use a 7-foot long board. My band is 8 feet, so I'll shim to the end of my bands 6 inches on each side to allow this to have good containment to make these right angle bends. On the steamer, you can probably hear it's hissing a little bit. So it's got a little bit of pressure on it. There's not enough actually to register on the gauge yet. see if I can coax it along to actually gain a couple pounds. I like 2 or more. So this is my 8-foot band, and I have a notch right here. A little difficult to tell, but that's my center point. So my bands are 6 inches wide. I just use 1/8 inch regular mild steel. Have an angle iron cap on the end. I'm going to come out about 6 inches short since I am 7 foot on my wood, 8 foot on my bands. So I'll shim down this last 6 inches with just a wood block. I need to contain this wood so that it does not stretch. And I'll leave it in the steamer for about 2 hours once I get that pressure built up. Now the whole reason I use pressure where a lot of folks don't if they're bending natural green sawn lumber, I'm bending kiln dried, so I have to reintroduce that moisture into the wood in order to kind of soften the lignin in the wood fibers to make it bendable. That's why I use pressure. If you were bending green sawn, you wouldn't have to use pressure because you already have moisture in the wood that you just have to heat up and allow it to bend. All this stuff is in my playlist. I've had a number of videos on bending, did a little different tweaks and how I do it. So if you want more details, you can go back and look at that. We have made it up to 2 pounds, so this is where I'm going to start to count my 2-hour countdown. 2 hours for 1 inch thick, and we are 1 inch thick. Now, I do have this remote temperature sending unit on this steaming side of the shop. This is also where I blacksmith, just so I can tell the temperature in the winter time whether I'm getting close to freezing or not. So I don't have any active heat on this side except the steamer. So this is the receiver side. You can see on the steaming side I have 74 degrees. And here on the shop side where I spend most of the time, I'm still at 68. We're about 75 to 80 outside. That really is one advantage of this old sandstone walled building. In the summertime it does stay cooler. I'll come in early in the morning and open the doors and kind of cool it down, but these old rock walls kind of help cool it in the summertime. The opposite is true in the wintertime. It's cool in the summertime, and it's also kind of cool in the wintertime. So these are the 6-inch filler blocks that'll take up the difference between 7 feet and 8, 6 inches on both sides. And when I put those boards in that I'm going to bend for bows, I'm going to put this, it's about a 5/8 plywood on top, and I'll clamp it a couple different places. It'll help keep the leg of this bow a little straighter as it goes ahead and comes up and does the bend. So I do burn coal to fire this boiler. It takes a lot of heat to keep 25 gallons up to about 260 degrees in order to build pressure. So part of the struggle I'm having is this really fine coal that I have. There's an awful lot of real fine particles in it, and what that does is it kind of chokes up all my air vents in my nest as it comes up. So it tends to kind of block the air out, and it doesn't build the amount of heat that it really should. This was the only thing that was available the last time I went to the coal yard. So that's what I ended up having to take. Generally it's about twice this size, maybe more about that kind of a nugget. So when you have these type of nuggets, there's a lot more air that can get between the particles of coal, and so it burns a little hotter because there's more air access. So this really fine stuff kind of inhibits it, and I constantly have to stir that nest to open it up to let the air flow. We should be about ready to go. I got the pressure being relieved off of this steam tank, and we'll see how it goes. The maximum I ever got through this whole past couple hours was 2.5 pounds, so that should be sufficient, I'm hoping. You're lined up with my form here. And have a nice tight fit, that's good. Always a bit nerve-wracking. This press runs at 1800 to 1, so it runs kind of slow. A little past vertical, which is good. What you hear cracking is my plywood. I have a pretty nice radius here. I am past 90 degrees, which as I let this off of the form, it is going to straighten up. It is the same on both sides. I seem to have a nice bend here. Again, a little past 90, but that will relax once I take it off the form. You can see right here is the plywood that was breaking. There's a lot of pressure. Maybe I should have used a solid piece there, but it kept it straight. That little break in the support is okay. But I think overall we ended up pretty good. This will have a slight crown to it, which is a good thing. See, I think we have a nice bend here. Don't seem to have too much upset on the inside. Now I cut 2 more of these, so I'll let these set here probably overnight. I'm about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. I'll let these set overnight, take them off, and I'll bend the other 2 in the morning. So these will have a chance to set pretty well. So I did bend these legs extra long. It's actually 20 inches overall, but I like the added leverage, helps in the bending process. So once I get down past the curve, the joint work for the top is probably going to be right in this area, 10 to 12 inches. But as a whole, from this vantage point, not having taken it off the form yet, it looks like it bent pretty well. So I'm pretty optimistic there's going to be nice bows to use. I'll bend 2 more in the morning, and that'll give me 5 to choose the 4 best ones. I think it's going to work. Well, now that these have set overnight, I can go ahead and take them off the form and just see what we've got underneath this band. Now they're kind of pulling back away from the form, which is what I expected. No stretch marks on the outside of the radius here. That's because of the good containment of the end angle irons on the end of my bands. That's what prevents the splitting. All bending is compression, and so you can see just the faint sign of the wood as it's compressed on the inside radius, which is real standard, but there's no buckling. Very nice even compression. And both sides bent equally as well. Well, these bows actually did turn out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with them. The biggest part of bending kiln dried any type of hardwood is creating enough pressure to reintroduce that moisture back into the wood. The coal in this case is not the best coal. I don't like this finely ground coal, but with a little attention we were able to get it done. I'll create a form that I'll put these bows into, stand them up at this 52-inch area. They might be just a fuzz inside or out, who knows, but they're going to work really well. I've got 2 more that I'll fire the steamer up for and get those bent. That'll give me 5 to choose the best 4 from, but from this vantage point it looks like they're all going to be pretty well. So I do appreciate you following along, bending 1-inch kiln dried hardwood. Thanks for watching.